Hello everyone, my name is Sanity, and today we're going to take a look at how to stream from our PlayStation through OBS, through Streamlabs OBS more specifically, without the need for a capture card. So if you haven't seen how to set up OBS with your Twitch or YouTube channel, the video will be in the link in the description down below, and that will show you how to get set up with Streamlabs OBS. So this video assumes that you already have Streamlabs set up. So what we're going to need to do, the first thing that we're going to need to download is PS4 Remote Play. Now what you can do is search this on Google, but be very careful about the links that you click on. There's one official link from Sony, which is this remoteplay.dl.playstation.net. I will leave a link for this in the description down below. We're going to come here and we're going to say Windows PC users. We're going to scroll down and we're going to download the client for our Windows PC. Now, one of the caveats with using PS4 Remote Play is the fact that you need an additional PlayStation account. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to go to the PlayStation Store, which is the best way to create a new account. Once we go to the PlayStation Store, over here in the top right area, there's a sign in button. We're going to click on that. And then this is going to take us to a page where we can sign in or create a new account. Here we're going to click create new account. And from here, we're going to click start and enter all of our details over here. Now, the email that you use for this account needs to be different to your main PlayStation email account. Once this has been set up, we will then run through what you need to do. So I've already created another account, but all you need to do is follow these steps, create another PlayStation account just with a different email, and you'll be all set to go. Okay, so once you've done that, we can now install PS4 Remote Play. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on it, and then we're going to go through the default installation for this. The default installation for this application is sufficient enough. So what we can do is just go next. We say we read the terms and conditions. You can change the location of where you want this to be installed if you have separate drives or anything, but for now we're just going to leave it as default. It's going to go through and it's going to install pretty quickly. It's quite a small program. Okay, so now that it's installed, we can click finish and we can close our browser. Now we'll see that we've got the PS4 Remote Play icon over here. You'll notice that I've got another icon over here which has already been set up, and the reason for this is so that I can show you what settings you need to change. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect to our PlayStation right now so that I can show you what settings need to be changed on your new PlayStation account. Before we continue with any of these steps, what you will need to do is once you've created your new PlayStation ID, you will need to sign in on your PlayStation with this new ID. Alright, once you have signed in with your new PlayStation ID on your PlayStation, you need to go into that account and go to the settings. Then you want to scroll all the way down to Remote Play Connection Settings, and then this checkbox over here will likely be unchecked. So you're going to want to check to enable that, press X to enable Remote Play, and then what you're going to do is click on Add Device. Now this is going to give you a key code that you will need to enter. I will not be able to do this now because I am using PS4 Remote Play to actually show you guys what settings to go and change. But basically, once you click X here, it will then show you a code. So we'll see where we can use that code in just a second. Okay, so for first running of PS4 Remote Play, it requires us to do a account setup. Now what we need to do here is we need to use our new PlayStation account, which we created, that is not our main account. So we're going to go to settings over here, and then we're going to sign in to the PlayStation Network. And remember, this needs to be the second account that you've created. Once you've entered your details and you've clicked sign in, your account will then be linked over here, and everything will be good to go in terms of the settings over here. Now we can click OK, and then we click start over here. This is now going to search for the PlayStation, but what you can likely do is click register manually. Now, as I mentioned before, for whatever reason this doesn't find your connection, what you can do is click on register manually and then click add device on your PlayStation. This will then display you an 8-digit code over here on your PlayStation that you can enter in over here to register your PlayStation. All right. Hey guys, just a quick note. Before you hit start on the PS4 Remote Play application, make sure to have your PlayStation on and have it connected to your new account that you had created. So this is the new email, the new PSN ID. Make sure that you are logged into this user on your PlayStation before clicking start. Okay, so once we have registered the PlayStation with the PS4 Remote Play software, we can click start, and it will then go and connect to the PlayStation. It may take a couple of seconds just while it establishes the connection, and then it will be there. Now, unfortunately, I'm not able to show you how to connect this with Streamlabs OBS. I'm going to show you through OBS itself how to stream gameplay from PlayStation 4 Remote Play, but the exact same steps can be applied in Streamlabs OBS because they are identical in terms of the sources and the scenes that you have. So now that we've got the PS4 Remote Play open and running, we can move this to the side, and then let's bring the OBS in. Stop this recording, but you can have another scene over here, and then you can go to the sources on that scene or do it on this scene. It doesn't really matter. And we're gonna go and add a window capture source. Now this is the one that we want to use to capture the PS4 Remote Play. So what's going to happen is we're going to select window capture, and we're going to give it a name like PS4 Remote Play, for example, so that we can identify it later. After that, it's going to bring up a window here for us to select the application that we want to capture. So the one that we want to capture is this remoteplay.exe PS4 Remote Play. Now you're going to notice that it's put the scene over here on the left, and it's not full screen. So we'll get to how to make this full screen in a moment. Do not resize it over here in OBS. We don't want to do that. I will explain why, because the reason for that is if you resize this, it's not ever going to fill the base canvas that you have. So if we just take a look at the settings over here, down in the bottom right, what we want to do is window match priority. We want to say window title must match. This is just to ensure that it always gets the PS4 Remote Play off of the remoteplay.exe, because there are a couple of other names over here. And then we want to take off capture cursor, because we don't want to capture the cursor on our PS4 remote play. And then we just hit OK. Now we've got it over here. So what you'll notice is that the PS4 remote play is a little bit buggy sometimes, but once you've logged in with your new PSN ID on the PlayStation and connected it, what you're going to need to do is press the PlayStation Home button, which will then take you to the main screen. Now you'll start to see a little bit of it. So as you move around here, you'll notice that it does come in focus. So what you're going to want to do is select your account, and then it will go in. And another step that you need to do now is hit the PlayStation button on the PS4 remote again to actually go into your user. And now you'll see all of the bugginess with the PS4 remote play is fixed, and you can see everything clearly. And this is how it works. Now, as I mentioned before, we don't want to drag the sides of the PS4, because if we do, for example, let's make it bigger here, you'll see that my desktop is still showing over there because it's not filling the entire canvas. So what we want to do is leave it the size that it is, but then what we want to do is actually go to the PlayStation, the PS4 Remote Play exe that you can see down here. I'm just going to put it on another screen, but the window needs to be focused, and then on your keyboard, hold down Alt and press Enter. You'll then see that it goes full screen. And now, because we resized it, it's a little bit wrong. So what we can do is resize it to be the correct size, and there we go. We've got our full PlayStation stream here working without a capture card, which is fantastic. And then what you can do is you can click on the PlayStation PS4 Remote Play again, and then hold down Alt and press Enter, and it will then go into a smaller window again, where you will then be able to see the X button to close the PS4 Remote Play. And that about covers it. I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful, and I will see you guys in the next video. But until then, take care. Bye.